Ha! Wow. It didn't even touch that drive. G'day folks. Today we have the AcerPower FH on the desk. And what better way to introduce it than to show what it actually came with when it was new. Not a lot of opportunities actually show up, or at least for other people, to look at the original OEM image that would have shipped with the computer, unless of course they buy that said computer brand new. But here I have a stack of CDs for which we can now actually restore the original Windows XP professional installation that this machine would have shipped with when it was new. And maybe in a future video we might look into this Windows Vista Premium Ready claim, might see if that's actually true or not. But again, that's another video for another day. So let's get right into it. Now there is a reason why I'm using CDs rather than the integrated recovery partition, and I'll show you that right now. If I open up the Acer eRecovery Management program, we can then see, well, let's go ahead and go to restore. Then if we go to resource system to factory default, this toggle up at the top, we do want to confirm. It will then reboot, and it'll look like it's going to do its job, but as you'll soon see, it's not quite the case. As you can see, starting that Acer eRecovery Management environment, interestingly, Acer didn't customize this screen to put the Acer logo. They just used the Windows XP boot screen, which is rather odd. Normally most OEMs, they'll actually put their logo there, but whatever. So as you can see, it looks like it's going to do its job, right? Ah.
Cannot format the object drive.
Press OK to return. It's my favorite. Restore failed. Click OK to restart the computer. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is happening. The original owner partitioned the drive in half, stupidly. Like basically every computer that they could get a hold of, they could repartition the drive. They partitioned it in half. So the partition table is all screwed up in the case of this computer. And as such, it doesn't actually let the recovery partition is actually part of the C drive, but the recovery software can't actually function because it does not have any kind of a clue what the partition table has going on. So it just makes things more funner, if you want to speak in my jumbled English. So unfortunately, what this means is that I'm going to have to use the CDs to completely format and reinstall the operating system on this computer, which is a bit of a PITA, but I'm sure that will make it work. So we're going to go ahead and get into the boot menu, and we're going to go ahead and toss in the first CD. I doubt I'm going to be able to do this one-handed. Not really. If I can get this at least open, then it's not so bad. So let's go ahead. I'm hoping this is the first CD, because if not, it's going to make me look smart, which is probably likely to happen. So let's go ahead and select CD-ROM. Actually, we'll give it a second. One minor annoyance, I don't like this case because it replicates the CD access light with the hard drive light. Why they need to have that, I don't know. That's just kind of stupid. Loading RAM disk image. So obviously this is going to be the recovery environment on a RAM disk, or actually a partition image, whatever, and it's going to load it into a RAM disk. There I can English and explain things at the same time, definitely. So I will come back when this is loaded. Alright, so here we are. We have the English, or apparently we got a bunch of different language screen. So we're obviously going to select English. And it, of course, is ready to have us insert disk numero dos, which I don't honestly know where I'm going to put all these discs, but I'm just going to set them on top of the lid for the moment because it's just the most convenient place to put them. Now keep in mind, I did actually use these on another machine and they actually work fine, and I believe I have them uploaded on Internet Archive, so you can download these if you really wanted to. But I've never run them on this computer, which is obviously the computer it's designed for, so go figure, right? Okay, so here we go. I could have actually made a DVD of this, but I figured, nah, I've already got the CDs made. I might as well just use those, even though I'm going to be swapping between like 5 different CDs. So that's going to be fun. And it says it's going to take about, give or take, half an hour. I think it actually doesn't take that long, or at least it shouldn't take that long on this computer. I think it takes closer to 20 minutes. So that's actually not too bad from all the disk swapping we're about to do at this phase. So yeah, I'm not going to make you all sit through this. It's just this screen for the next like 5 CDs. It's kind of boring, but you get the idea. It's just going to be putting disks into the CD drive and then watching files pass through the line of current file there. And apparently it's got E modes. Delicious. I get to listen to this buzzing airplane for a little bit. That's going to be fun. As you can see, it's now finalizing a setup.log file. As you can see, it took about 26 minutes and 8 seconds all together. That, and I was kind of partially lazy to getting up and changing the disks. Don't know if that actually had anything to do with it. I think it stopped the elapsed time every time that it ejected the CD. So that probably makes sense. However long it takes to save a log file, I guess this takes yes amount of time. Alright, so whatever felt like 10 minutes, it's actually done. And so I can actually take the last disk and I can start by putting all of these back into the spindle. Yes, I know they're very well organized, but I've already made backup ISOs. So even if these disks end up getting damaged in the future, I've got backups. I cannot do this quickly with one hand. So fun stuff. But what I will do is I'm going to directly throw the first disk into the drive. Well, and then do that. There we go. So I think this last step does like a couple of different things, and then it ejects the disk back out and finishes the recovery process, I believe. As you can see here. That's basically already done. And there we go. Restore finished. Click OK to restart the computer, but I'm going to put this last CD back in here before we do that. And there we go. So this is one thing I actually don't know about, is if it actually is going to have redone the partition table, or if it's just left it the same and just formatted the partition that had windows on it. That I could not tell you for sure. Ha! Wow. It didn't even touch that drive. What? What? Wait, so where did it go? Where did the recovery go? What? I am so confused. Where what? Oh my gosh. It did. Okay, so basically, this thing did not format the hard drive at all. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do is format the hard drive using some kind of disk. I don't know what's on this one in particular, but I'm about to find out. But we need to clean format the hard drive so that way it'll actually work. I forgot about that. So should probably take care of that. I'm going to do that off camera because, you know, why not? This thing is chugging the DVD because it's only got 1 gig of RAM, but it's able to run modern Linux at least, so I'll give this old Pentium D some credit where it's due. Screw off with these really ridiculous partitions. Like, what is that? That's ridiculous. Also, one of them's FAT32. Fail. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're gonna go and leave the partition table blank, and then we're gonna go ahead and do this all over again. Alright, there we go, unallocated, that's what I want. Perfect. Alright, it is about another half an hour later, and the restore is now done. Hopefully for real this time, now that there was actually nothing on the hard drive. Interestingly though, when I actually launched the setup again with a blank hard drive, it actually prompted me to format it, which I'm not sure why that is. I would guess that it just assumes that the hard drive is just needing to be reinstalled with Windows, not actually repartitioned or reformatted in any way. Just thought that was really bizarre. But now that's been properly full formatted and all the partition table schemes and everything have been removed from Linux and redone with the recovery media, now we should have an out-of-box experience. And also that optical drive is rather toasty since it was doing double duty with Linux. So I'm definitely going to give this machine a little bit of a break when I get it to the desktop. I mean, not the computer itself, but, you know, the optical drive and whatnot. You know, I'm going to let it sit for a bit. Please wait while Windows prepares to start. Yeah, that's typical Windows out-of-box experience behavior, so that's definitely a good sign. Although, of course, this has to do a lot of pre-configuration. I'm pretty sure once it gets to the desktop, there's probably going to be stuff that it needs to install, drivers and preloaded applications, antivirus. I think this comes with Norton antivirus 2006 or something like that. Internet security more than likely. Oh, dang it, I missed it. There was a found new hardware wizard that just popped up on the screen. So I assume that it was looking to install a driver for at least something. So there we go. Turn my sound on here so you can listen to the out-of-box experience music. And here we are. Thank you for purchasing this computer from Acer featuring Microsoft Windows XP. Seems pretty easy enough. Obviously, United States, English, US, everything's that. I don't need it that loud. Alright. It says Windows XP Media Center Edition 2004, but that's not true because this came from Acer with Windows XP Professional as its license. I suppose you probably could have ordered it with Media Center if you so desired to, but why would you want to do it on a machine like this without any kind of actual multimedia features? So we're just going to name the computer AcerPower FH. Alright, you can't press enter, you have to do Alt-N, which is a bit of an annoying PITA. Administrator password, oh, the fun one. I'll set something here. Just watch it not match. Oh, amazingly it actually matched. No, this is not part of a domain. At least I don't have one set up at the minute. That might change in the future though. Yes, this will connect through a local area network. I do not want to register. We'll use this computer. I will use this computer, obviously. Computer is configured for internet access. Whoa. So this is the part where I imagine it's going to install all of the software and drivers, since basically one of the bare necessities are installed to at least complete the out-of-box experience. Oh, 1080p. No, that's almost too nice. Honestly. Yeah, let's hear that glorious Windows XP startup sound in all of its glory. Give it to me. Do it. Do it. Yeah, buddy. That sound never gets old. The old classic Windows XP startup sound. Honestly, it never gets old. Ah, here we go. Here's the Acer launch tool. And as you can see, it's got this really interesting looking floppy disk icon that I honestly really like. I don't know what it is about it. I really oddly like it. So it looks like it's installing Java. the old Sun Java, so there's a blast from the past. I wonder if it's thrown in the OEM logo. It probably has. Oh yeah, it has. Registered to Jordan, manufactured and supported by Acer, Pentium D 3 gigahertz, otherwise known as the Pentium D 830, and a gig of RAM. So not too bad. And it says this process might take a few minutes. I think it's going to take a little longer than that. I don't know about you. But anyway. So yeah, it looks like it's just going to install all of its preloaded software and drivers. So this might take quite a while, more than a few minutes. So I will come back. All right, it's all done now. So as you can see, we have a little window that mentions, hey, thanks and congratulations for purchasing an Acer product. The fun stuff, you know. So we're just going to go ahead and not have it remind me next time. At least I got a serial number for this computer, which is pretty nice. Now I'm going to take a tour of XP because we all know what Windows XP is. I'm not downloading Java updates because that's kind of pointless these days. At least on XP that is. So here we have this little Acer empowering technology little widget thing. And yeah, here's all the fun stuff. So 256 megs of video memory apparently. This has a 946GZ graphics chip in it, which is basically just a slightly more powerful 945 chipset integrated graphics solution. And yeah, supported maximum 2 gigs of RAM. It has not a lot of memory, but okay, whatever you say. Still has its original BIOS when it was new, which was on the 24th of November 2006. So this was right on the cusp of when Windows XP was about to get replaced by Vista, and ultimately, of course, that never happened. Of course, there's more to that stuff, but I'm not going to go through it. So as far as e-acoustics, I can't even English. It's like 11:37 at night, so oops. But we have e-acoustics, so professional mode enabled, apparently. What does this do? So multiple tasks, low background noise. Examples are word processing, web browsing, and email, or professional for processing intensive tasks and full speed operation. Games, MP3 encoding, virus scanning, surprisingly. I'm not sure what the difference would be between the two. I mean, I certainly don't hear anything when I'm clicking on the different options. Then we have this one here, which is e-data security management. I'm not sure what that does. There's an e-lock management. There's an e-performance management. Now that I've actually got a clean install, you can see there's actually quite a bit of physical memory that's available. And apparently you can optimize the system. What the heck does this do? Oh, it's basically just like a RAM cleaner and a disk cleaner thing. Interesting. I don't know why you'd ever need that, but I guess it's if you only had 2 gigs of RAM. I don't know. So as I stated before, Pentium D 3 gigahertz with 1 gig of RAM, manufactured and supported by Acer. It has a Windows XP Professional Service Pack 2. And then, don't have too terribly much on here. We do have Power DVD, which is nice to see. We also have User's Guide, which is nice in PDF form. This must have shipped with a dongle for Wi-Fi when it was new. I don't have that dongle, but it always installs the software for it, which is interesting to say the least. We also have NTI Backup Now 4 and NTI CD and DVD Maker 7. And again, the obligatory Norton antivirus. I believe this is 2006 on this one. I don't know, we'll let it launch here real quick. Imagine it's probably going to have me like, I don't know. Oh goodness, I'm yelling. Set it up. You are a few steps away from being protected by the world's most trusted antivirus solution. Wow. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Sure, I accept the license agreement. Why not? That loud hard drive, my goodness. This copy of Norton Antivirus includes a subscription to protection updates, 90 days. Pretty typical stuff. Normally they give you like 30 days, but Acer actually gave you a 90-day trial, which is actually quite nice. Of course, they're just having you use their built-in stuff, which is cool, I guess. Look at that old Symantec logo there. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll run live update and do a scan. That sounds entertaining. Otherwise, since this is a Windows XP professional installation, there's not too much on here that really bloats the system. It's actually fairly minimalistic as far as the software load goes, and that's not too bad. They give you the bare necessities of what you actually need, so I guess you can't be too hard on it. Keeps the system lightweight and fresh and fast and whatnot, despite the the 1 gig of RAM, although for XP that's actually quite good, as you saw. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the AcerPower FH recovery. That's about all it really comes with. It's not the most entertaining OEM image ever. It's not really focused on like multimedia or gaming or anything like that, but it's still a fairly clean build of Windows XP that obviously shipped with a computer that was more than likely used either as a enthusiast computer, which I don't know, might have made sense, but not really, because enthusiasts normally build their PCs, or like a high-end prosumer or something like that, or for a business that just needed simply more CPU and generally compute power and didn't want to go AMD for some reason, which at that time, the Athlon 64X2 was just kicking ass in the market, absolutely dominating Intel. But anyway, like I said, that's it for this video, so I appreciate you all coming to watch, and I'll see you all in the next one.